Hi there guys, it's Barney again. Just going to do a video now on Bloodseeker. Just covering a game I played recently with him. One of my favorite heroes, definitely by far, for a few reasons. Definitely I feel a turnaround type hero carry in the game.
30 seconds to battle.
There are a few reasons for this. However, he is very farm dependent, as most carries are, and particularly item dependent. But I tend to enjoy him a lot because it's just pure carnage with this guy. You can't, if you have a good game with this guy, no one will complain that they didn't have fun. He really just, the moment he starts stacking those kills, he comes into his own.
The battle begins.
He really can dominate a game. But in any case, I'm going to cover basic play-by-play of a game I did recently. Just a situational thing. My first items are the recommended ones. I really feel they got this hero down in terms of what they recommend under your shop for him to buy. However, again, it is situational. It's very dependent on how your game goes and your heroes that you face. It all depends on the items you should buy. But normally a good bet is your Quelling Blade, Stout Shield, and just a set of tangos. You don't need a lot of healing because I recommend you do Bloodbath, which is your lifesteal. You level that as soon as possible. What this does is it keeps you in lane for as long as possible, leeching as much experience as you can possibly leech, and just is overall a very good survivability skill to level. The reason for this is because it's not just lifesteal in terms of targeted deaths, but you also get lifesteal for hero deaths within a 325 radius of Bloodseeker. Percentages increase as you level it. It's just a good skill to have for survivability. In this particular situation with Shadow Fiend, being a ranged DPS hero, I leveled Bloodbath as I would usually for a mid lane situation, and Thirst is more for situational, for a global awareness of low health heroes, just to benefit everyone else in the game. You'll see as I go on, I use Blood Rage for Bloodseeker early game as a very situational skill to level, as he benefits greatly from it in terms of the damage increase only once it's leveled fully in a late game situation. Once he's got a bit of items, the Blood Rage really does make a massive difference in your DPS. Don't ever underestimate that. Yeah, so I always recommend, if it is at all possible, depending on if there's a hero mid lane who can potentially shut Bloodseeker down. If that is the case, don't play him in mid. Don't pick him at all even. But if not, play him in a mid lane situation. He's very effective if he doesn't get shut down. If you get the farm, you get the kills, you can easily carry the game for your team. Interesting thing to bear in mind is that not only is Blood Rage damage increase spell, but you also take damage for that duration, and you silenced. So what I don't, obviously as a combo for Bloodseeker, you Rupture, Blood Rage, make use of Thirst to catch up to your opponent and finish them off. But as I've shown there now, Blood Rage can also be targeted onto other players when they're not in a combat situation, and you merely want to silence them either while you're trying to get away, and they could potentially cast spells that could shut you down, or what I'm doing now is I'm harassing him with the Blood Rage because of the damage that it does to him. And the thing is, because it's at still a very low level, the damage doesn't increase in terms of damage taken. And the increased damage that he gets is very low in relation, so it's worthwhile spamming it on him for a harass situation. I'm doing this purely because he is a range hero, and it would be very difficult for me to run up on him, get a few kind of harass hits on him, and then still try to get away without being worse off for the situation. So That just allows me to harass a range hero in a mid lane situation where I know there's not a good chance that he could kind of go on me or gank me, because I've, you know, identified the fact that I'm alone with him mid lane, and there's not a chance he's going to catch up to me and potentially put that damage back onto me. So it's very situational, but it's a very cool harass, very cool silence. Just an interesting way to use it instead of the normal applying it to yourself for that damage increase. I actually recommend that you only really use it on yourself at second, or yeah, touch go for second, but third level once you've got at least your Sangha. In terms of completing your Sangha, yeah, I should say it. Because then you can really start to see the benefits of it in terms of your ganking abilities. The big mistake I made here, one thing I would do over, hypothetically speaking, if I was in the same situation and I could replay this game, would be to not spam it so much that the moment I had my Rupture up, I could take advantage of it and potentially go on Shadow Fiend. But you'll see it doesn't really make much of a difference to my game, as I feel with your hard carries you should do what I'm doing right now, where the moment you get your ultimate, the moment you get it, immediately try gank someone, whether it costs you your death or whatever the situation might be. Try and go on someone. The situation I fell into here, not knowing that they had warded, if I just look at the free camera, is the fact that they have wards, which obviously gave them vision of me collecting that invisibility rune and then ruining the gank opportunity. So that was good on their side. However, you need to try it. So then obviously I went bot. I think I got a Rupture off here. I can't remember. Let's have a look and see. Chase myself quick. Fairly sure I got a Rupture off here, but the idea is try create an opportunity for yourself. Here I wasn't very successful. It's not always going to be the case, but you need to, without risking dying yourself, because that's never a good idea. The gold loss, you just can't get that back, and the experience out of lane, it's not worth it. But always try and land a gank as soon as possible. As soon as you get that level 6, go for it. Go for the harass, go for the gank. Yeah, I was unsuccessful in both top and bottom, but don't hang around, don't leech experience, accept defeat and go back mid or look for another opportunity. So for back to items, after you've got your, yeah, we got a successful gank on Shadow Fiend, getting the Rupture off.
First blood. First blood.
After you've got your starting items and boots, just your boots, then try get a Wraith Band. If the game's close or you're not really from the get-go getting an immediate lead with this guy, get a single Wraith Band if things are going really well for you, to save the gold for something potentially better as your next item. Otherwise, if it's tight, get a double Wraith Band. The stats, you just can't, what did you call it? You can't realize how effective the stats are as an agi hero with double Wraith Band on this guy. Very effective. The attack bonus it gives him, movement bonus, just everything is just very effective on this particular hero. So a double Wraith Band if you think it's going to be a close game or a tight game and you just want good overall stats early on and quickly, so you're very effective very early in the game. Double Wraith Band's the way to go. Then obviously work on your way to completing your treads. With the treads, obviously you're an agi hero, ironically, which is difficult to believe with this guy, understanding his damage output. But you're an agi hero, and with that comes agility boots. Obviously, what's nice about the treads is being able to swap between your strength, agi, and intel. In this particular case, maybe in a team fight situations, if you don't need the attack speed and you want more the tankiness, you can swap them out to strength. But I wouldn't recommend it. Stick to agi. He really rivals in combat with his bloodbath. As the heroes fall, he just gains health. He doesn't really need that tankiness early on. are more worried about the attack speed, so you can get the last hits,
Dire's middle tower is
get the
under
finishing
attack.
hits on the hero. He has a good gank situation. Typical Rapture, silence, and then finish. It's really a simple combination to pull off with this guy. Get an opportunity where someone's overextended in a lane. Identify that opportunity. Rupture them. Don't rupture them as they're about to move back into their tower. Rupture them kind of as they're moving forward, so that they get the rupture damage moving forward, and then when they try to retreat. So then they have basically, I joke about it, but with Bloodseeker, once you rupture it, you have two decisions. Either you run and die, or you stand still and die. There's really, this guy is just epic when it comes to finishing off heroes on their own.
Tower is under attack.
The nice thing is, you can, once you've ruptured someone, you can either Blood Rage yourself for the damage for tanky heroes like Axe, and even this Clockwork. You could Blood Rage yourself just to make sure you get all the damage, because they can be quite tanky. If you're not worried about that, and you're more worried after you've ruptured them that they potentially cast a spell onto you, which might either silence you or stun you or hold you in place. I can mention a whole lot of heroes, but the fact remains that there's a chance that they might do something to you, Blood Rage them, then they can't attack you back, and then they're taking damage in the process as well. But don't give DPSs a Blood Rage if they can benefit from it. That's a very bad mistake that a lot of people make. They think that the Blood Rage is a cool silence. For instance, Shadow Fiend, yes, he has his spells, but he relies on his Necro Mastery, which is stored souls, giving him that blow for blow damage increase. So he will hugely benefit from being Blood Raged. So you stay away from that. Rupture him, Blood Rage yourself to get that DPS, and then literally just right click away. So here it was a classic case of I really shut down Shadow Fiend mid lane just with good farming. So he couldn't do anything in return, and never got an opportunity to build up his souls to be effective in the team fight. Here just went for the damage, that increased damage, and then never back off from a hero kill. Biggest mistake people make with this guy, he doesn't have a lot of armor. Okay, yes, his armor now at level 10 is 10, but in reality he's not a tanky hero. He has low health as well, so there's not a lot going for him in terms of tanking and fight. But if you stick it out in the fight and you just are present and you get the last hits and the kills, and even if your teams get the kill as well, you'll get the health back. So your health regens incredibly fast, and that's what gives you the longevity in the team fight. But what comes with that is you can't go in and run out. You need to commit with this guy. He's the one hero I'll say literally you need a team that's just gonna support you, and you can't just go in and hope for the best, kamikaze pilot type thing, because if you get it right and you get the kills, you get the health, and you can just then pick off the next person. So don't ever think that in a team fight, the moment it starts turning sour and your health is nearly dead, or your health is low and you're nearly dead, that you need to turn around and run away. Stick it out, because you'll get that health back and potentially get a few kills in the process. So another big thing I want to make, in this particular situation, I was kind of, what did you call it, competed for farm with the Legion, who I'd like to do a video on actually soon as well, who's also quite farm dependent, very effective carry, one of the newer heroes that have been released recently. But yeah, here you go, it's just Rupture. See, now in this situation I've got 3 heroes on me, but don't back off. Immediately go on the players. Don't run off, get the healing, come back into the fight. This allows you just to really participate in those fights. Yeah, I took advantage. I think they killed me, overextending. That was a big mistake on my part. My team had backed off completely, and I ran in more of an arrogant move than anything else. But you know, in that situation, all it took was him not to stun me, and I potentially get a kill, and the situation could have been completely different. Anyway, back to what I was saying, where if we look at Legion, who is very farm dependent, we were kind of competing for farm. And the one thing I will always say about Bloodseeker, and I'll say it time and time and time again, is that never be stagnant with this guy. Never. He's not a support hero by a long stretch. Even though you've owned in lane and you move to top lane and you're unsuccessful at a gank top lane potentially, don't call it a loss. Like, always try and farm on your way between lanes. Get the farm off. Let's just go back to hero chase. The speed that this guy gets with the thirst is just incredible as well. But always try and mix it up. There, I knew that I could get a kill, so I took the advantage. Tower diving with this guy is also a possibility because of the life that you gain back with the lifesteal. So he's a very aggressive hero, and you need to play him that way. But yeah, as I was saying, don't ever be still. If I just look at net worth, my current net worth is the highest of all the players. I mean, we're looking at 5,297, and that's purely because of my last hitting being up there with the deniers, and just team fight presence, and then obviously hero kills. But if you look at the fact that I'm pretty close last hits, pretty close hero to anti-mage, nevertheless my net worth is high, and that's because I'm never stagnant. I'm always leeching XP. I'm always getting those last hits for the goal. And that's what makes me effective in the fight. You kind of just really exponentially skyrocket with this guy if you can get all of those techniques right. I just want to have a look at hero level. So as a result of all of that, good farming, obviously good team support. I just want to put that out. It's not the individual with this game. It's all about the team. It's 5-man Dota for a reason. But obviously you need to play your role, you need to carry when you're playing this Bloodseeker. You need to have that damage, you need to have that DPS and tankiness with the lifesteal as well. So if you can get all of that right, very effective hero to play. Strong presence in team fights. Combo that I'd like to comment on in this particular game is this Legion Commander and Bloodseeker with the attack speed. And so you see there, near-death experience, but you stick it out. I nearly died, but if you just hang in there and you get that last hit, or even if someone else gets the hit, the lifesteal that you get from it is incredible. And it allows you to really push through the fight. Look, Omni in this game was incredible. Very effective with the healing that he provided. And then yeah, just never back off. Always look for the opportunity despite the fact that your health is very low. And in turn you're constantly leeching experience. And the moment you kind of settled in the fight in lane, don't stop. Run out, start jungling. Never hesitate to build on your experience. Keep this. You as Bloodseeker should be the highest in the game. As all carries, you should have the highest XP per minute in the game. You need it. You need your items. So on that topic, back to items, I recommend you get Sangha Yasha in whatever order really. I must be honest, I'm not really technical about whether I get the Sangha first or the Yasha first. What's nice about the Yasha is the movement speed, which will then obviously stack with the thirst. And your attack speed is just awesome. But either which way you decide to complete your Sangayasha, it's entirely up to
Tower
you.
is under attack.
There will obviously be theories on it, and it's very situational. But I just love this item on Bloodseeker because
Dire's top tower is under
it's not a
attack.
cool one where you thought he'd be safe in his car. I just love it on this guy. It's a recommended item, and I can totally agree with why it's recommended. Literally, regardless of what's happening in the game, whether things are going well, whether things aren't. Sangayasha, it's a game changer item. It gives you a maim chance,
Radiant's
movement
middle
slow,
tower is
attack
under
slow,
attack.
damage, strength, agility, attack speed, and movement speed. Everything this guy needs, and in equal order, equal measure.
Radiant's middle
It is just
tower has
an
fallen.
epic item for this hero. Obviously, only look at it as a kind of, what would you call it, a base item. It's not something that's going to turn you into this hero
Radiant's
killer.
middle tower is
all of a
under
sudden.
attack.
But the items to follow, which I feel are situational, definitely do. Items like Radiance, items like Blade Mail, items like... So yeah, just go on heroes with this guy. I mean, you can see nearly dead. And then, purely from that last steal, I managed to stick it out in the fight. And yeah, you just really go on whatever hero you're able to kill for that last steal, and you benefit from it. Their Legion did an awesome move, helping me out. Very cool combination. And Keep of the Light playing an exceptional support role.
Radiant's bottom
the
tower
mana.
is under attack.
And just overall harass was very good. So yeah, look, with Bloodseeker, let's look at different situations on items that you can potentially get on him in terms of situational items. If the game's tough, but you're doing very well, and you feel you can tank in a fight, Blade Mail. It just gives you kind of resistance,
Radiant's
and
bottom
also
tower has
the
fallen.
damage dealt back to other players puts them kind of below half health, which is where you come into your own. The moment heroes are below half health, or what would you call it, low health, all the damage, movement speed, true sight, visibility is just incredible. So the interesting to touch on with Thirst, with the new patch recently, it was just within a radius, and you had a certain amount of true sight on the hero. Yeah, I think they go on. I'll talk about that now. His Thirst update. This was quite a significant change on this guy.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is
After
under
this is done,
attack.
I'll just keep farming. But originally it was a radius from your presence where you had vision of heroes with low health. Now they've patched it, and it's visibility. You get full visibility. You just get vision of the hero themselves, nothing around them when they're below 50%, and then true sight when they're below 25%. And then the movement speed that you get stacks as well. So you fly.
Radiant's
Really,
middle
you
tower
fly.
has
If there are 3 or
fallen.
4 heroes with low health, you really move. I think you can even max movement speed for map limitations.
Radiant's
So yeah,
bottom
that's an
tower
interesting
is
update.
under attack.
But yeah, you know, that combined with the Blade Mail in terms of them damaging themselves, putting them below health, below 50%, below 25% potentially, gives you that bonus damage and movement speed. So the more they damage you, the more effective they get, and you just really almost can't be stopped. It's just also a good kind of tanky item, I would say. It's just very good to have for overall tankiness. And then Radiance is another one that I think is recommended on this guy. I believe it's the item I'm building next. Radiance, what's nice about it, look, you get the damage, but 9 times out of 10 when there's a team fight, it's normally in lane, And what happens as a result is there's normally a creep wave. So whenever you're in a team fight and you have Radiance,
Radiant's top tower
creeps
is
are
under
dying
attack.
around you, which means you benefit from Bloodbath. So when the creeps are dying around you and someone's coming on you in a team fight, you're constantly getting health from the creeps that die whilst you're fighting other heroes. Just an epic item on this guy. So you not only get the damage and the burn damage, but you get all those other benefits as well. So like now, in lane, benefiting from the health gain, very tanky. You really come into your own. Then very very situational. Apart from Radiance, if you have, what would you call it, tanky heroes with good evasion, or heroes tend to be getting away from you for some arbitrary reason, which is uncommon. A basher on this guy is always a good item to get for that stun opportunity, just to kind of keep them in range of you, bearing in mind because you're a melee carry hero, so that you might benefit from. And then yeah, I mean with those you can't really go wrong. Then if you just go damage items, your Daedalus for the crit chance, you can go crazy. A common build for him is a butterfly, because obviously that's an agi item, and so once that's completed, combined with Sangayasha, very effective. Yeah, I made the big mistake overextending with no support. Wasn't very clever, but I must be honest, at this point in the game I felt quite confident with my standpoint. My XP per minute 784 in relation to the other guys is very high. That's purely because I was just, despite the fact that we've moved away from early, moving into even late mid game, you keep farming, keep getting those last hits. You got to keep the experience going. It just pumps your net worth through the roof. So yes, I mean I'm 17 for 2, which is also a very good position to be in. But what really put me in good stead was the last hits in, combined with the hero kills, just made me very effective in the team fight. So yeah, that's basically what would you call it? Just from personal experience, what I feel works with the guy. I'll just like to maybe comment on a game that might be applicable in terms of when you struggle with him, because you can easily slip into that position with this guy, because if he is underfed and he doesn't have the farm, you could basically say he's pretty useless in the team fights. I mean, once he's landed his rupture, if there's no team support and you don't do the damage and the guy just stands still, he'll fight you back and kill you, so that doesn't help very much. In those kind of situations with Bloodseeker, items like your BKB, Blade Mail are critical. Get those items as quickly as possible, just to give you kind of that durability in a team fight. To try to help you almost outlast your opponents. But if that's not the case, attack speed is just awesome on this guy, damage, and then Radiance, as I get in this one, is an epic build. Another one, another interesting thing is the, I think what I go for here is the Mithril Hammer, if I'm not mistaken.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Can't quite recall. But I believe that's what I get. And that's purely for the attack speed. Because I mean, at the moment, my damage is just far superior to everyone else in the game, so there's no point really in trying to stack on the damage. So I just went for attack speed, just to all out benefit from blow for blow ability to shut down the heroes. Yeah, I think I'm trying to build the Manure Hammer. I've yet to meet someone who can pronounce that, but let's run with Mrnyolnyo. And that's just an epic attack speed item. It starts with the Maelstrom, then you get the Mrnyolnyo. So you've been benefiting now from attack speed already early on, and the lightning strike chance, which also helps with the farming. All just very good with this guy. Giving him attack speed, giving farming ability, and overall presence in the team fight. So yeah, basically, to summarize this guy in a box, hard carry. Very, very farm dependent. You need to get the last hits in correctly, you need to lane effectively. And unless you have a pure support with you who doesn't need any farm at all in an off lane, play him mid or solo lane him something, one of the two. Yeah, I just went guns blazing, which is probably a mistake, but it worked out for me. Got my ultra kill and rampage. So yeah, I mean, what more can you say? That's just the type of hero he can potentially be. Just very, very effective in the team fight. It was a very cool combo. I commented on it earlier with Legion, and that attack speed, unbelievable. So yeah, that'll basically conclude this guide to Bloodseeker. I hope you guys enjoy it. One of my favorite heroes by far. If you have any questions or suggestions on builds, please give me a shout, drop a comment below, and yeah, I'd just love to hear your feedback. As is expected, this is what you can kind of come to expect from the jesters. At the moment, myself, I'm focusing specifically on Dota 2 reviews, kind of play-by-play action commentary, as it is the game I play currently the most. And yeah, just giving you guys inside information as to what you can expect, and how to play various heroes effectively. But probably, to be honest, I'll move on to kind of introduction guides for the guys who are still getting new to the game, how to be effective early on, how to be effective mid-game, how to play your hero correctly for its role in your 5-man team, and yeah, just putting all of those into one overall guide is kind of what I have planned. If you guys feel you want me to do a review on any hero in particular, please give me a shout, and I'll definitely do that. And any commentaries is greatly appreciated. Thanks, guys.